Hi guys, it's Saturday, May 4th, which is National Scrapbooking Day, and I have a lot of things on the go today. We've got a lot of transporting of kids and projects around the house, but I am going to be doing some multitasking today, and I hope to get in a couple of National Scrapbooking Day challenges from 2 peas in a bucket. And so I'm going to actually start with the last challenge, which is challenge number 10, refer to your bookmarks or pins. This is a layout by Julie Weis. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but what I really liked about this layout, there you go, is kind of like the shape of it. I liked that it was very unlike most things that I ever do. It's kind of very organic or flowy, or just kind of like on a bit of a hook here, instead of kind of a lot of what I do either goes like this or goes like this or goes both ways, or a cluster in the middle. So I really liked how this layout uses up a lot of the background space but doesn't actually cover the background paper, so that you can still really see and enjoy the background. And I also really liked that it uses some of the supplies that I have an abundance of and would like to use up, like these vellum arrows. Oh my god, you should see all the vellum arrows I have. I have tons of these left even after using them. So I don't have the same ones that she has, but I have lots of them. So I have vellum arrows, and the other thing that it uses a lot of is speech bubbles, which I don't use a lot of, but I have a lot of. So I have these vellum speech bubbles, and which I have an abundance of. And then I think there are also a lot of speech bubbles in the Studio Calico kit this month. So I thought it would give me a chance to use some of those as well. And yeah, I just really like it. So I'm going to be lifting that or using that as inspiration. I would really like to challenge myself to do something kind of like this. I might put arrows in exactly the same place that she did, but I might do some other things as well. So I don't even know what I'm doing yet. And the picture that I think I'm going to use is this one, which is a panoramic picture of my new scrap room, which hasn't made it into my scrapbook yet. It has made it into my project life. So I was thinking I might put the picture right along here where she has some embellishments and stuff. So anyways, that's my thought. I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do, but I guess it's gonna end up looking a lot like this. So I'll put you on fast forward. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to have a look through my kits. I'm going to start by looking through my Studio Calico kit, which is pretty hacked up. I've used a lot of it, and there's only, well, there's this that wood grain paper and some hexagon vellum and that letter paper. This is my citrus twist kit, so I'm also pulling out some of these papers and patterns, just kind of trying to think about what I might want to pull into this layout. I don't have a good sense of where this one is going besides just the overall design, because it's based on another layout. But it's going to take me a while here to figure out what I want to do, because the picture has a lot of yellow in it. So although I wanted to use that yellow paper as a background just to use it up, that's from the Fifth and Frolic collection. It came in the Citrus Twist kit. I decided I didn't want to use that for a background because it's too yellow. Like, the picture has a lot of yellow in it, and I'm just not crazy about that pattern anymore because I've used it several times now, because I also had that collection myself. So this is a piece from the Snippets collection. I bought 3 pieces of paper from the Snippets collection. This is one of them. It's kind of an orangey pinky color. I guess maybe we'd call it salmon, with red polka dots on it. And I just thought it really complemented the yellow quite nicely. So now I'm going through my vellum arrows, and I'm going to use quite a bit more than Julie used, just because I'm trying to use them up. So I'm hoping that that doesn't interfere too much with my design concept of wanting it to go kind of on a curve. But anyways, we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to trim up that photo so that I can use it in the layout. I'm going to mat it with the hex vellum, which came in the Studio Calico kit, and it is by Studio Calico. So I'm just kind of sizing it up to see where I want to rip it, and I use my ruler instead of scissors so that I can get a bit of a white edge on it. It's still rips straight and clean, but it has a bit of a white edge. And now I'm deciding that I don't want it to, I want it to be matted, but kind of over to the side. So I just ripped it from behind so I could do that. And I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm missing an action. I'm probably going to my supplies and looking for something. Oh yes, I was looking for some borders because Julie's layout has a bit of a horizontal element underneath of it. I think hers is layered. I can't quite remember, but I wanted mine to be down a bit, so to have a bit of a space between the photo and the horizontal element. And so I took out some of those KI Memories border stickers, and I didn't like them. They were too stark white and sparkly. And then I looked at some pieces of vellum. I think that's my crate paper. And then finally, I took out my Studio Calico wood veneer borders, and I'm using that. Sorry, I'm quite a bit out of frame here. My camera was positioned a bit differently, so some of what I'm doing is out of frame because I don't realize that my camera is in a different spot. So now I'm thinking about putting something behind the punched shape in that speech bubble. Basically, I wanted an orange pinked circle for another layout I did, and so I just took that speech bubble and punched it out, and now I'm going to use that as a bit of a design element for this one. So I'm pulling out some speech bubbles. Some of those are from the kit, so the orange one, the brown one or craft one, and the blue one are all from the Studio Calico kit, and then the vellum one that I added there is from a previous Studio Calico kit. I took those little brackets. I think they're from Freckled Fawn, and I think they're from a previous kit, or they might be from a class I took. I'm not sure. And then that tab on the left of the picture that says "What a Day" is from the Citrus Twist kit. I don't know who makes it. It came kind of on its own. It has a pink paisley look to it. I've seen other things with that same font that are by Pink Paisley, but I don't know who makes that. So I used my tiny attacher in two places, and then it was too weird looking, so I just added more tiny attachers. And that's one of my strategies when I goof up or something. Sometimes if you just add more of it, it doesn't look so awkward. Sometimes it does though, so that doesn't always work. But I just found those two staples looked a little floaty, like they were there for no reason. So I just added a bunch, and now I think it looks a little bit better. So at this point, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've got those arrows all laid out, and so I'm just using my ATG in a tiny amount to attach these just in the middle. So I'm attaching them on the little skinny part of the arrow and only a little bit because I want to do what Julie did, which is crinkle them up on the tops and on the bottoms, but I didn't want to staple them because I wanted them to kind of disappear, basically because I'm using more arrows than she did, and I definitely want my layout to have that curved look to it. These arrows, if I draw too much attention to them, they don't blend into the background as well, and then they become part of like the overall shape, which I don't want. I want them to kind of disappear into the background a little bit so that I get that kind of curved look that starts up in the top left-hand corner and works its way down into the bottom right-hand corner, if that makes any sense. So now I'm just using glossy accents to glue down my wood veneers. And I just have my little jewelry snippers out that I use those for cutting wood veneers because I knew I was going to hang that one off the edge of the page. I glued all my speech bubbles to one another so that I could, and I had to fuss a little bit with that orange one to get it at the angle I wanted, just because I wanted to be able to move them around as a single element and decide how high or low I wanted to put them. And it depends on how big my title is. At this point, I know I want my title to go between those brackets, but I'm not sure exactly what my title will be. So I'm experimenting with putting a couple of different stickers in a couple of different places, and then I decided not to use them. One of them was a Maggie Holmes sticker and the other was an Echo Park sticker, but I didn't use either of them. I did layer another, oh yes, I think I already told you that there's a vellum speech bubble layered on top of the brown craft one as well. So now I'm going to try to figure out my title, and I just pull out my box of my basket full of thickers, and I sort of wanted to bring some yellow into the title because there's yellow in the photo, but so far there's no yellow anywhere in my layout. But I didn't want an all yellow title. I just didn't feel like it would have enough weight. So then I found these October Afternoon stickers from the Midway collection. They're letter stickers, and they came in a kit quite some time ago, and I didn't think I'd ever use them because I don't usually use multicolored titles. Not within one word anyways. But anyways, I thought they were a perfect way to bring a little bit of yellow into the title but not have an all yellow title. And it would also give me a chance to repeat some of the other colors that are in the layout, because so far there's no multicolored pattern paper anywhere in this layout, and there never will be. So that gives me a chance to kind of bring some of the colors together in a small space so they don't look so kind of random. So here I'm just kind of swapping out a couple of the colors because I didn't want the orange R to be right next to the orange speech bubble. Just wanted to kind of spread it out a little bit. And there's a splash of yellow, and it also brings a little bit of the blue up. So now I'm using Mini Market on Craft letter stickers for the rest of my title. And these are one of my favorite sets of letter stickers, and I'm a little worried that I'm going to run out of them, but anyways, got to use them, right? You can't hoard things that you like. So here I'm just going to move those letters off of my wax paper and onto my layout, and I want to position those brackets in such a way that I am able to put the word room below scrap. While I'm thinking about wood veneers, I decided to pull out some wood veneer frames to see if they might be a good element for those speech bubbles. I knew the speech bubbles needed some type of an embellishment on them, so and the stickers didn't seem to be working when I tried them before. So I've decided to do some stamping and some wood on these speech bubbles. And so I have this little that wood veneer came in the Studio Calico circle frames collection, and now I think I'm just cleaning my stamp now, and I used Prima chalk ink in the orange color that actually came in the Citrus Twist kit this month, and then I used I think I used a gray color for that one for High Five, and then I'm stamping right here. Oh yes, first I'm going to do important, and then I'm going to decide that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's pointing to nothing, so I'm going to not do that after all. And that's a piece of Stampin' Up! Paper. It's called Crumb Cake. It's a craft, but it's a neutral craft. It's not very orange. And so I did that in a Hero Arts ink. And then I turned off the camera by mistake and didn't turn it back on. So I did change that stamp to the one that says right here. And those stamps are from the Marcy Penner collection that came in the Project Life kit from Studio Calico. And the other one is just from Studio Calico from a set. Now I'm going to cover up my photo, and the other thing I did when I was off camera was I put a little piece of vellum, a little piece of the rest of that wood veneer, and then 3 satin sequins up in the corner. So now I'm just sprinkling some Mr. Huey's in the color of Sunshine, and then I'm also going to use Gold by Heidi Swapp. That's Color Shine by Heidi Swapp. And so I actually love how the sprinkles turned out in this. I love that they're just around the photo and that they're not all over the place. And here are some close-ups. I forgot to show the close-up in the video, but here's the photos of the close-ups. And you get to see that top corner there that I think you'll see it in another photo too, because I didn't actually show you me making that part, but it's pretty straightforward. I made it just the same way that I made everything else. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you all had a great National Scrapbooking Day.